Hey everybody, I hope you're doing well. Denise here, finished my high holiday prep. Very excited. I normally try to finish before my teaching term starts, but this year with my kids around has been bananas. My kids had their first day of school today in 6 months, and I'm really delighted that I finally had time to kind of dot all the I's and cross all the T's and get everything done. I'll just share with you, because part of what I'll be talking about is doing things kind of going it alone versus doing it with a team. I'm such a believer that sometimes we need our teams, and part of what I'm doing for Rosh Hashanah is I'm doing an interpretation of the Binding of Isaac story, the Akedah, and as part of it, I have a kind of poem, spoken wordy maybe, that I wanted to offer, but I wanted to get it really like where I wanted it to be before the high holidays, so I just worked with two coaches, and beautifully, one was raised Christian, the other Muslim, and me, and we were talking about this biblical story, and that we all had understood it from our different traditions, and it was such a powerful moment around these things, and I was like, yeah, that's kind of the energy of this. I want people to feel that they can make connections with their own lived experiences, and I just, I'm really excited to be able to share that, and I hope people like it, but I think that we're gonna have a really good time when we come together. I've also been really thinking about how to make, everybody's doing Zoom high holidays more or less. It's not unique to an online community like ours, but I'm a real believer in like letting the tech work for you instead of trying to translate things that you would rather do in person. So we're gonna have kind of breakout rooms, we're gonna have opportunities to share, but no pressure to share, using the chat feature. And I also just sent folks out a supplement. So you have like paper to look at in front of you, or you could look at it on a different screen if you want, because I was like, I actually don't want to like screen share too much. I want to see each other as part of this experience, connect with each other, because community really does matter, which brings me to my sad story for Yom Kippur several years ago, before I was a Jewish professional, like before I was a rabbi, and I used to be a Jewish Sunday school teacher and education director, so for many years I worked high holidays, and then before that I kind of would go with my parents or figure out something to do, but there was this one year where I didn't have any of that, and I was on my own, and I thought, great, I can just DIY it. I'll like make Yom Kippur my own, but I didn't know what to do. I didn't have any stuff or skills, so I went for a walk and I read some poetry, but I felt really lonely, and I felt like it wasn't what I wanted, because I realized it is meaningful to come together with community on the important high holidays. And so as much as I value the like awesomeness of being able to create your own rituals and stuff, and I encourage it, I felt like people needed both, and especially for this year with COVID, where everything's disrupted from how we might normally mark the holidays. So folks doing high holidays with Secular Synagogue are getting all of it in person, and by in person I mean over Zoom, but in real time services, one for Rosh Hashanah, one for Yom Kippur, and one actually on Friday for Rosh Chodesh, the beginning of the month, as we come together to kind of kick off the high holidays together, and also a DIY guide. So I wanted you to have both, the community, being able to see each other, know that we're together as we mark this important time, and also lots of opportunities to make it your own through the DIY guide, but with support. Just like I needed those writing coaches to get my poem where I wanted it to be, I feel like people need support to do the holidays. Not necessarily everybody. Some people truly do like to go it alone, but it was my experience on that sad Yom Kippur that I would have preferred having some leadership, some mentorship, some community, and some other ideas that I didn't have to do it all on my own. So I just think that we're all figuring out that balance between taking ownership of our ritual and practice, which is so important, and also having teachers and guides. And I hope to really strike that balance this year with all of you. Just want to give a shout out to my beautiful Secular Synagogue folks, some of whom are sending cards. Look at these beautiful cards, like handmade, gorgeous. This one came all the way from the UK, from one of our members, and they're not just sending the cards to me, they're sending them to each other, often in like 3 different continents. Like, I'm astounded by the generosity and what it means to have online community where you don't just come together for a program that's like frontal, like me delivering you something, but you know each other and you care about each other, and show up for each other in those ways. And I'm just really inspired by that. So thank you to those who are doing that and who make Secular Synagogue what it is. It is a pleasure and an honor to be part of that incredible group. And if you want to be part of it, it is not too late. You can join us as a member. The information for that is up at secularsynagogue.com. And if you're like, I'm not sure yet, I want to check out what you do first, that is fair, makes sense. You can also just join us for the high holiday programs, and you get the Zoom real-time sessions for the Rosh Chodesh on Friday, the new month, Rosh Hashanah on Saturday, and then we're doing a Yom Kippur service on Yom Kippur when that comes. You also get that at-home DIY guide with stuff for how to do Teshlich, the ritual of casting away, how to have a Rosh Hashanah dinner or Seder or a break fast that's really meaningful, how you can, poetry, text study, all these different things you can think about and use in the time before Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. So the full 10-day period is really activated for you, including links to like yoga, meditation, different kinds of things I recommend. I think it's really robust and really awesome. So you get all of that, and you get a team. You get to see a bunch of people coming together, sharing words, sharing stories, sharing song. And I want that for you, these high holidays. So all the info is up at secularsynagogue.com. We would super love to have you with us. But if not with us, I hope you find your people. And I wish you a wonderful high holiday season coming up. Take care. Bye.